Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is HD Starcraft and I'm here for another Heart of the Swarm broadcast. And today I'll be bringing to you guys CM Storm Polt as the red Terran player in the bottom left hand corner of GSL Whirlwind, and his opponent is going to be in the top left hand corner. It is Liquid TLO. It is going to be a Zerg versus Terran. And these matchups were just played a few days ago, very fresh matchups. Excited to bring you guys some more casts here. As I said before, I'll be going on vacation to Las Vegas for a week, so I'll be casting a bunch of games before then, just try to fill you guys up, blast you guys with as much content as you guys can possibly muster to handle. And it is time for some ZVT action. CM Storm Polt here, going for a supply depot at the front, obviously. And you know what? This is going to be an interesting one. Polt, I've casted a ton of games up. The little one I've casted a ton of games as well. Polt is a beast in Terran versus Zerg especially, but he's also like a beast in everything. And so, yeah, I think the little one might be a little bit outclassed here. I don't want to say too much and, you know, bias the viewers, for you guys, the viewers, but I do think the little one is going to be up for a tough matchup here, because Polt is, you know, he's godly, and the little one is going to have to play his A+ game here in order to take him down. These are exhibition matchups, so I will not be casting an entire set or series, which means they've got one shot here to impress us here on YouTube and do their damned best. The little one here going for a hatchery at the natural expansion, and an Overlord is actually going in the right direction. It's always nice because it is a coin flip in the beginning, 50-50 where your Overlord goes right away, and it's always nice to get that early initial scout off. If you're good about it too, you can actually stop the Overlord before the Terran can see your Overlord, so you can actually keep yourself invisible to the Terran player, because the Overlord has a little bit more sight range than the Terran buildings or units do. So we'll see if he pulls away at the last second here. Yes, very nice right there. So Polt has no idea where the little one has spawned, and this Overlord now is going to immediately reset its trajectory down to the south of the map in order to get a good vision of what's going on the right, on the you know, the right hand side of Polt's base. And, you know, this, both players are going to be playing, obviously, very high level. I love what Polt is doing here with the early command center. This is a huge map, and on a map like this, you can go CC first. Polt is the kind of player that can play any type of style, but he does, I think he does tend to go macro, and, you know, like I said before, I think his best matchup is Terran versus Zerg, so, usually when you have an edge over your opponent, you want to play in the late game, because that's where your skill edge can be exploited to the maximum level. So I do agree with Polt here going with the CC first. I don't think this Overlord actually saw, no, it only saw the barracks. So the little one at this moment really doesn't know what's going on, but once that spawning pool, which it is now finished, he can make some Zerglings and kind of scout the front door and see what's up. Although actually he hasn't made a single Zergling yet. Pretty greedy here from the little one, going with just all-out drones. And the thing is, he did scout the barracks at the front door, so he knows it's not like a proxy 2-racks or anything crazy, so he can drone up. He doesn't need to go Zerglings here. So that's the other advantage of going with an early Overlord. I don't think the little one would have just crazy droned up if, you know, he didn't scout that barracks and the location of the Terran player. So there it is. That's a nice little edge right there for the little one to get. And he still hasn't made any Zerglings, so he really wants to try to outmaneuver Polt into the late game. He wants to race him, I guess, to who has the best macro. And right now he does have a slight edge, 3 drones over. I love the position of the bunker. I've talked about this a couple of times, but when you place a bunker here, you get the wall, you can defend the ramp, you can defend the mineral line. It is one of the best spots to put a bunker, and usually most Terrans will kind of put a few supply depots here between this, I don't know what the heck that is. I guess it's like a Protoss Diamond or something. It might be Terran, actually. I don't know. It's hard to tell what technology is nowadays with the Zelnaga. You know, you've got these hybrids going around and technologies intermixing and interbreeding. Soon we're all going to look like a mixture of Zerg, Terran, and Protoss. That's going to be the new race in Legacy of the Void. Spoiler alert. Anyways, Polt here bringing his SCV back home, scouting duty detail complete, and now Hellions are now going to come out onto the map in order to go out and find out what's going on a little bit more, maybe get some drone roastage. And the little one, you know, one of the things that I like to watch when I see the little one play is he's very creative. He's like, I said this many times before, but he is super creative, and it's fun to watch him play. Last game, actually, when he played against White Row was the one who was being creative on him. He went for like a Huck style cannon the natural and then 6-gate all in, but the little one held it off quite well. So we'll see what happens here as the Hellions now are starting to make their way onto the map. These are the first few units, and typically against Hellion play, Zerg players like to go for either a few roaches or they try to outswarm the Hellions with Zerglings and speed. They can also just rely on queens and crawlers for defense. One Overlord actually flying into the main base, and it does see the barracks with the tech lab. From there, the little one can deduce that we are going to be seeing bio units coming onto the field, as Polt, you know, he's a traditional Terran player. He prefers, I think, heavy bio, but he will also have some mech in there, obviously, siege tanks, and we might even see Widow Mines and Hellbats too, mixed into the late game for Polt. But for now, he's actually going with Marauders and Hellions. So there it is, Marauders, Hellions, and some stimmage is on the way from the production tab as well. Polt still hasn't ventured his Hellions really that deeply into the little one's base. He's actually been pretty cautious so far. I think the reason why is he's just concerned that, you know, with the hesitation that he's been out here for so long, he might run into a huge swarm of Zerglings, and that's true. You know, there are 20 Zerglings on the way here. That's a lot of Zerglings. On the other hand, too, Polt could be just waiting for reinforcements. He's bringing a lot of troops here, and he hasn't dropped a comsat to destroy the creep yet. Now he does, but the thing is, he reveals his Marauders, so the little one knows that there's going to be a heavy Hellion Marauder squad outside of his base, and so he's got units on both sides here. Will he have enough to hold off this attack? I'm not sure, but he's coming down right now. I don't think he's got enough Zerglings. These Hellions are just going to completely outflame the Zerglings, and Polt, I think is going to be able to bust through into one of these expansions, and I'm not sure what the little one's going to be able to do about this. He is trying to buy time to go for Spire, but he doesn't really have that much. No, he's got 800 Vespine, so he's going to have a lot of Mutalisks coming out here, about 9 or 10, and if he can get the Mutalisks out in time, then he can destroy this attack. But that is going to be a big gamble. Right now, his hatchery for sure, I think, is going to go down. He's got to try to bring out some units here and distract these Hellions and Marauders to keep the hatchery alive. Here we go. Baneling trying to detonate. Cannot get next to the Hellions. There's so much firepower from these Hellions, and the hatchery is going to go down. More reinforcements arriving from Polt as the minute continues to tick. And Polt here with a huge edge, taking out that hatchery. Now he's got to fall back as the Mutalisks have come out onto the map. He's got to fall back and start to drop down some missile turrets or Widow Mines. We can see Widow Mines on the production tab, but Polt not going to pull back. He's going to go into the main base and try to get more drone kills. Pretty greedy here from Polt. I don't know if it's going to be too successful. It looks like he will get a few drones, 9 drones. About 4 or 5 of them coming down at the main base. So Polt there with a bit of a risky gamble. I think I would have preferred to see him save his troops, but then again, you can't really run away from Mutalisks because Mutalisks are quite a bit faster than Hellions. Sometimes though, Terran players will split their forces in 2 different chunks, so the Mutalisks are forced to decide who they want to chase after. I thought that's what Polt was going to do, but I guess running in there isn't so bad, getting a few drone kills with those condemned units. Now, does he have Widow Mines at home? Yeah, he does. Widow Mine, oh, actually gets picked off by an Overseer. The little one's so smart here, brings an Overseer with his army. Widow Mine's got to burrow to underground. It looks like 1 Sentinel missile detonates on that pack of Mutalisks, but the Mutants are not phased. And now Polt actually on the receiving end of this attack. He doesn't really have that many troops out here. He could actually take a lot of damage. He has a missile turret inside the mineral line though, and he has to be careful about these Sentinel missiles. If he takes friendly fire from the missile, he could lose a lot of SCVs. Once a Sentinel missile detonates on the SCV line, then the Zerglings only have to one-shot to pick him off. Oh my god! And I guess that wasn't as devastating as I thought it could have been. But now it looks like the little one gonna try to run into the main base. Has to be careful, there's just too much anti-air. There's missile turret and Sentinel missile coverage, you know, dispersed throughout the natural and the main. And with that much, you know, firepower, I think the little one has to wait and fall back for more reinforcements. And that's exactly what he's going to do now, waiting for Banelings to come out. Banelings are going to help immensely here, but he's got to be careful about those Widow Mines. His Overseer has to remain alive. Very nice job here with the Overseer bringing it in. The Sentinel, the Widow Mines still don't have drilling claws, which means that the little one can run in and pick off these Widow Mines before they burrow down. That's the importance of having drilling claws. It really assists the Terran player player in planting down and positioning their mines. The Overseer was picked off though, so now the little one will not be able to see these broad units, but he goes in and picks off the Widow Mine before it goes underground, and the little one now with a gamble gonna go in, takes out the bunker. I think that might have been a bit overcommitting by him though. These Marines are just gonna shred these Mutalisks, and a couple more Mutalisks, and you would have liked the little one to lose there, go down. 7,500 resources lost to 6,300. Workers killed 7 to 9. Just showing you guys some of these tabs here. This is an intense game of StarCraft 2. 98 supply to 77. A ton of meals just dropped down right there. We do have a macro orbital back in the main. That's the reason why. Upgrades currently, neither side really has any upgrades. Oh my god, the little one going in once again, but taking a walloping by the mines and the missile turrets. And this is just a low income war here from both these sides. It is micro versus micro, and another Overseer gets popped off. As the Overseers go down, the Widow Mines increase in danger from the Zerg perspective, but the little one right there, very smart to go in and snipe off that mine before it could get underground. He'll need to continue to do that. Very nice job by the little one here, taking advantage of the lack of drilling claws and just running in and sniping these mines. So many mines have gone down already, but great micro from Polt here. That's what Polt is so good at. He can snipe those Banelings down, and his Marine control is, you know, it's impeccable. He's doing a great job here. He pulls back to the mine hits the Marines, the Mutalisks, and he's got to be careful here. Polt might want to get those Widow Mines underground. Once again, just losing mines left and right. If he had been able to keep his mines alive, I mean, honestly, he would have like 20 mines out here at this moment, and he would not have to worry about these continual attacks by the Mutalisks. You know, they're just constantly harassing behind enemy lines with impunity. Yeah, doesn't make the Terran look so strong, that's for sure. Now Polt he's got to go for an expansion. He's been on 2 bases for so long. It looks like the new macro orbital is sniped out as the SCV was constructing, but new Marines from the racks coming out here, freshly trained, pushing the Mutalisks away, and this orbital command is going down. That's what Polt says. Period. You are not stopping this orbital, as he brings a squad of Marines to assist. An SCV also coming out, presumably to build a missile turret, or maybe just to start preliminary mining duty. And it looks like the little one here is going to retreat a little bit. Now, the one thing I've got to say about TLO, I'm not bashing him or anything, but I will say throughout the high intense micro game we've seen so far, he hasn't been very good about the creep spread. Most you know, when you're playing a macro game, you don't have to worry about it. The creep spread would have reached somewhere into the middle of the map by now for sure. The little one hasn't been able to creep spread so far, and that has hurt his ability to attack. You know, he doesn't have vision on the map. He doesn't have the additional speed boost for his reinforcements. It helps a lot when you can creep spread into the center. So unfortunately for the little one, hasn't been able to do such a good job at that. And look at this, man. +3 weapons is on the way. Somehow Polt has just catapulted his upgrades. He's at 2-1 right now. He's about to be at 3-2. I mean, the little one is just now about to finish 1-1. That is a complete ownage in terms of upgrades for Polt. Polt is totally outclassing the Zerg army right now, and that's why his Marines have just been so damned cost effective. The little one here has to be very careful now with these Marines. They've got stim, they've got combat shields, they're about to get 3-2. The Zerglings are almost going to be like, they're going to be like nothing, just tickling the Marines. And here comes a drop by Polt. The little one in a lot of trouble here. He's got to bring reinforcements back. He could lose a spawning pool, and the spawning pool taking damage now. Reinforcements now arriving. A huge flock of Mutalisks here. And I think, oh wow, Polt there with a bit of a miss micro. Could have gotten that medevac out of there with the Ignite Afterburners, but wasn't able to get it out in time. And the supply right now, 133 to 164 supply. Not looking good for the little one as he goes in with his Banelings. He does get the ambush on the Terran army, but a lot of Widow Mines are waiting here as well, and the Widow Mines detonating on the Mutas. GG calls the little one. He was defeated, and Polt with the victory. Wow, what a game that was, and a super high octane matchup there. Incredible game by both these players. I was very, very impressed. And I did kind of say at the beginning, I felt like Polt has the edge, and that's true. But the little one fought a damned good game there against Polt. So hope you guys enjoyed this matchup. Once again, do subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at HD Starcraft. And I'll see you guys in the next cast.